Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Carrie and Katerina, and we are out here outside of Marble. Well, actually, we're in between Marble and Crested Butte. We're getting ready to hit Schofield Pass. Now, some of the books out there refer to this as the deadliest trail in North America. Don't know, we haven't done it before, but we're gonna see what it's like. Some people say that about Black Bear Pass, but we like to say Black Bear is a beginner trail with expert consequences. We have no idea what this is going to be like, but one thing I'm looking forward to is the Devil's Punchbowl, and that is down here on the trail. Never been here before. We're looking forward to it. Stick with us. I think we're going to have some fun today. After visiting Crystal Mill, we took Crystal River Road all the way back to the Lead King Basin intersection. So that was our plan, to go back to the beginning of Lead King Basin, start the trail, camp somewhere on the trail overnight, and then finish the rest in the morning and be able to hit Schofield Pass early in the day with plenty of time ahead. According to Trails Off-Road, we're starting from the western trailhead and following Lead King Basin in reverse order. About 5 miles in, we have gone through gorgeous fall color forests. We've gone past several water crossings, and then the trail starts climbing up to the switchbacks through the edge of the tree line. Now there are spectacular views in all directions, including views of Maroon Bells, Snowmass Wilderness, Bear Mountain, and Treasure Mountain. Of course, it wouldn't be a trail traveler adventure unless something goes wrong. And in this case, our Mavic 3 drone is sitting up on the side of a hill. Now, we don't know yet, but we're gonna try and see if we can get it back. Katerina has a very ambitious plan to hike up the side of the mountain to retrieve the drone. What I need to do is get to the other side of the canyon through a series of switchbacks so that we can meet down in the canyon. A couple hours later, she was somewhere up on the hill. Realizing that the slopes become too steep, that it's too dangerous on the loose rocks, and there's not enough time to get down, she decided to turn around and get back before it got too dark. So without retrieving the drone, and with losing all of the footage from the first day of the trip, including Marble, Crystal Road, and half of Lead King Basin, we finally had to admit defeat and set up a tent in the dark and call it a night. In the morning, we got up and got ready. We had to keep going because we had about 2 miles left to finish Lead King Basin. The trail follows Silver Creek and North Fork Crystal River with beautiful waterfalls and multiple campsites along the way. And only towards the end of the road does it get rockier and bumpier, and the last section gets tight and narrow. This brings you to the end of the trail and the beginning of Schofield Pass. Lucas, how many times do I have to tell you you're not allowed to drive? You're too young, okay? You're just too young to drive. Mommy or daddy have to drive. No, look at me. Look at me when I talk to you. Hey, look at me. Yes, you. Okay, you need to scoot over so we can drive. Okay then. We have heard so much about Schofield Pass over the years. We have had this on our bucket list for a long time, and we're excited to finally be here. While it seems like it starts off a little bit slow in the woods, the moment you come out, it is nothing but crazy shelf roads. Let's step back in time a little bit and talk about some of the history of Schofield Pass. Long time ago, it was used by the Ute Native American tribes as a passageway between the valleys. In the 1870s, it got its name after silver miner B.F. Schofield. And because of the mineral discoveries in the area, it led to some trail and road development, with the first road being built over Schofield Pass to the Crystal River area in 1873. Now, the road is so difficult, it earned the nickname SOB Trail, and I can understand why. Now, the mining town of Schofield once existed, but is now a ghost town with nothing remaining. Now, today, the road is historically challenging to maintain. It is very difficult to get machinery on there, and it's only open a few months of the year because of snowslides and avalanches that plague the area. Now, it also gets shut down a lot because of vehicles that go out there that shouldn't. In fact, only a week before we were there, the whole area was closed for almost a solid week because a vehicle had slightly gone off the side, and it took crews coming in from both directions to recover that vehicle. So if you think you are up to the challenge of going from Crystal over to Crested Butte via Schofield Pass, well, you're in for a doozy of a trail. This is kind of weird going through here. You got all this fall color change, these browns, these yellows, oranges. It's just so different than what we had just a few minutes ago. We had that rocky shelf road. Then before that, we had all the pine trees. This is just giving such a wide variety of... Go! Oh, we just went through a pretty significant washout. Well, let's take a walk back and see what it was that got Katerina all freaked out. And sure enough, that looks pretty darn sketchy right there. Now, immediately following that washout is the only spot you're going to find that's wide enough to let people go past you or come back the opposite direction. So be sure and check as far up the trail as you can before proceeding to make sure nobody's heading your way. This view is absolutely breathtaking, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm getting super excited because I know it's going to get way more technical from here on out.
good so far? Good. Perfect. Get closer to the bushes over here, driver's side. All right, let's do it.
Okay, this is definitely a sketchy section through here. It's kind of cool, kind of pretty, but it is definitely a little weird.
You're good. You're good. Beautiful. Keep coming. Keep coming. You're out.
Okay, that was only an 18-degree roll.
Another narrow spot over here.
That was only an 18-degree roll, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So far so good.
Second. Okay, keep going. Keep going. You're good. You're good. All right. Okay. All right, stop.
Now, I am sure that the video does not do this trail justice at all. There are spots where it gets very tippy. You have one wheel down in a washout while the other's up on a rock, and it feels really, really crazy. But let's talk about that for a minute, because as I mentioned, this is considered one of the most deadliest trails in Colorado. How? Why? Well, let's talk about a couple of them. In 1970, this is probably the most well-known accident that has occurred, where an overloaded vehicle plunged down into the river, resulting in the deaths of 9 people. Now, in the Devil's Punchbowl area, there are some very narrow roads and steep drop-offs that have unfortunately taken the lives of other people as well. Now, various sources indicate the number of actual deaths is somewhere between 12 and 17, and the major factors contributing to those are overloaded vehicles, inexperienced drivers, the difficult road conditions, and the steep drop-offs. So never take this trail lightly, because losing your focus for even a moment can be deadly.
There is another one narrow here.
This is a sidewall cutter right here. Okay, here we go. So see that yellow and black sign over there?
Yeah.
That's the Devil's Punchbowl on the other side of that.
Okay.
I'm trying not to cut the sidewall on my side either. Look at that, honey.
Waterfall? Yeah. Okay. Over there.
We have finally made it to the Devil's Punchbowl. While we've seen pictures of it for years, like a lot of things, pictures just don't do it justice. You've got a beautiful pool up above, going into this big waterfall, down into another big pool down at the bottom, which apparently is popular for swimming during the summer, but from what I hear, no matter how hot it is outside, that water is freezing cold. So I think we're going to take a pass, especially given it being early October right now. But we are going to take a look, walk around, soak it in, and then get back on the trail. Well, it is time for us to get back on the trail. And while I'm out doing the drone flying, that means Katarina's driving. And she did not want to go across this bridge. It is pretty dang narrow. And I know other people who have said that they would never do it. Seemed okay to me, but what do I know? I had goggles on and I was flying the drone.
You're good there, you have clearance. No. Lighting up. Climb. You have good space. Good. Yeah, I will follow you.
Okay, call me crazy if you will, but I love this trail. This is my kind of trail. It's got scenic views. It's got some mildly challenging terrain. It's got off-camber. It's got some sketchy sections. I love this stuff. Did we mention that this trail has a shelf road warning? According to all the trail guides, we are through the most difficult part of the trail at this point, and we're only 1.5 miles in with 3 more miles left to go. This has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what's ahead of us.
good? You're good? Wonderful. Go in here.
We are working our way out of the Crystal Canyon. What a trip this has been. And now we're going to level off and then start descending back down to the other side of the pass. I mean, I assume we're going this way.
That is a campsite from the
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, if it hasn't been obvious up to this point, not only does this trail have a shelf road warning, and a pretty severe one at that, it also has a major pinstripe warning. I'm a little bummed that we just polished all the pinstripes out and picked up a few new ones today and yesterday. But yeah, Lead King Basin is one, and this trail, Schofield Pass, is definitely another where you are going to pick up a few pinstripes. It's not a maybe, it's you will pick up some pinstripes. But it's kind of hard to beat a trail that is both technical and scenic. It's got water crossings, it's got ledges, it's got off-camber sections. You're following a river. It's really hard to do better than Schofield Pass. At the 2.3 mile mark, you're going to do a water crossing across the Crystal River. Now there's some parking right there. I highly recommend you take a moment, take a break, and go walk around. Because there's some cool stuff to see here. There's a couple waterfalls, and Katerina, while she was hiking around, found these really cool caves. Maybe they were old mines, not sure, but they were definitely worth checking out. Well, if you're coming in from Crested Butte and you see this sign, they mean it. It is very narrow, and it is recommended only for very experienced drivers. If you're not experienced and you haven't done stuff like harder trails before, especially off camber on narrow shelf roads, might not recommend this one as your first one. Really old cabin.
From that side, so road like this.
Wow, that was Schofield Pass. What a doozy. If you don't like off-camber shelf roads that, could spell certain death if you make a mistake, you probably shouldn't do it. But we had a blast. Devil's Punchbowl, absolutely gorgeous. Everything about it, we just absolutely loved. This is our type of trail for sure. However, we are very glad we decided not to bring the trailer. That was a good call. Not something I would want to take the trailer on by any stretch. Whether it's doable or not isn't relevant. It would have been way too sketchy. We highly recommend this one, but not for beginners, okay? If you don't have a lot of experience and you know how to get out of deep washes, if you're starting to slide, those types of things, don't do this yet, okay? Experienced people, and you're gonna have a great time. But we have a lot more to do in this area. We are having an absolutely amazing time out here. But thanks for watching our Schofield Pass video. I can't wait to do it again sometime. Not today, but some other time. So thanks for watching. From Katerina and myself, stay safe out there with all 4 tires on the trail. And we'll see you on the trails.